Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another weekly update, guys. Or I'm just gonna start calling these reading updates. I obviously I'm not doing these weekly, so I'm just gonna change it, scratch the weekly. We're just gonna call this a reading update. If you can't tell, I have bookshelves up. I'm still kind of organizing it and deciding what I'm gonna do. But those are up, so expect a office tour here soon, if you will. Or bookshelf tour. I don't know what to call it. But that being said, let's get into it. As always, guys, hopefully you guys are doing good. If not, hopefully you're doing good sooner rather than later. Um, I know that here in West Texas, we are gearing up for some pretty bad storms. They're talking about pretty decent sized hail, possible tornadoes, but West Texas, you never know. It could be, cloudy as heck outside and we could have nothing, and then it could be bright, sunny, cheerful, and then all of a sudden we get tornadoes. So who knows? Just kind of taking it as, day by day as we can. But let's get into it, guys. I have a stack of books here that I am in the middle of reading, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to either finish some of these fairly quickly, or I'm going to have to change my TBR for next month. But let's get into it, guys. What are we gonna start off with? We're gonna start off with a buddy read. This is the one I am doing with Faceless. This is Brad Thor. This is Scott Harvath. Book 4, Blowback. Good chunk of the way through. Here's my little bookmark. I know I'm on chapter. I lied to old Jay. I told him I was on chapter 31. I'm on 29. Maybe, you know what? I think I am on 31. I don't know. I've been reading this on my Kindle as well, guys. Sorry. It was a late night. Had a company event I had to go to. But, yeah, Blowback by Brad Thor. Very, very good so far. Um, I knock on wood. So far, Mr. Thor is 3 for 3. So unless he just something, does a whole complete 180, I don't think he's going to be 3 for 4. I think he'll be 4 for 4. The good thing with his books, at least the ones that we've read so far, the chapters are short. There's no fluff. Jay and me have talked about it, and we love the banter in these books. I think it's safe to say my favorite line by Scott Harvath so far is, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but he ends up saving this person in this store where they're shopping for clothes, and ends up, it was like this person was after you, they were trying to shoot for you, and they said, well, supposedly, and he goes, what do you mean supposedly? What do you think? The mannequins were just bursting with joy because they found work in the lingerie department? I don't know why. I found that hilarious. I told my wife about it. I read the paragraph that was. She didn't find it as funny, but you know what? It is what it is. Like I said, the banter in Harvath books are great, top tier. Again, this one does feel very, very reminiscent of book 1 as far as Scott kind of being on his own. So again, very, very much enjoying that. Just kind of taking our time with it. We're not trying to rush through it. I know we have talked about once we read the first 5 books, which is again, this is book 4. Once we read the first 5 books, doing a live stream, just kind of overall review of the first 5 books, maybe rank them, see, kind of give our thoughts, so it could be either very, very entertaining or very, very boring. You never know. I might have to get Kevin to drop down in the comments if we do that, for him and Jay to go back and forth, get some banter in there ourselves. But next, guys, what else have I been reading? I am still working on Christine by Stephen King. I have done a darn good job of not ruining this book for myself. And what I mean by that is, you know, I need to watch the movie. I really do. But I don't know how or what happened to Christine to cause her to be whatever she is. So far in the book, we found out some stuff surrounding Christine, stuff that has happened either in Christine or because of Christine. King is setting this up, and I have a hunch, but I don't know in all honesty, and I don't ruin it for me, because again, I'm very, very much enjoying this. Just kind of again slowly taking my time. I feel like that's what I have to do with a King book. I feel like I need to just kind of soak it in like a sponge, if you will, soaking up water, because King does a very, very good job of setting things up and whatnot, kind of giving us some slice of life, to make you feel a little bit more, I don't want to say relatable to the characters, but just trying to give us a general idea of like, hey, this could actually be a person. This is what they go through on the day to day basis. I know some people don't like that. I like it, that's the thing. After I read, one or two King books and I pick something else up, I'm like, what? Where's the slice of life in this book? So again, Christine by King, still working on it. I'm like 120 pages in again. I'm just kind of slowly taking my time, not rushing through it, just kind of wanting to enjoy it as I go along. Next, I am doing another buddy read as well. This is with already overbooked. This is Anna Stevens Godblind. I am like 30 something percent of the way through the book. We are doing a live stream review on the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check, but I think it's the 30th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we're gonna see how that goes with my daughter's bedtime routine. My wife said she'd step up, and not that she doesn't already. She does a lot. Don't get me wrong. Kind of, I'm gonna have to edit that out. But my wife said, "Hey, I'll take care of it. Don't worry," because we like to put her down to sleep together. So, but getting back on track, Godblind by Anna Stevens. Again, 30 something percent of the way through the book. I don't want to really get a whole lot into it just because of, obviously we're doing a live stream review. What I will say is this kind of just setting it up and the bouncing back of the characters. This is kind of reminding me a little bit of Malazan. Don't ask me why. It kind of feels a little bit like that. Again, I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna say I'm not. It's just it coming off of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. The bar has been set very, very high. So Miss Stevens definitely has a little bit ways to go to catch up with him. But again, I'm enjoying it. And then next, guys, I have decided to finally pick up a book that was sent to me by an indie author, somebody that reached out and said, hey, do you mind if I send you a copy for you to read it? And I said, you know what? Yeah, I can't promise when I'll get to it, but I will get to it eventually. And you know what? I got this in February and I picked this up a couple days ago. And this is one, again, I'm just kind of slowly working my way through it. But I also wanted to make sure that I gave this book the time that it was going to need, because the author did tell me, hey, there is some just deeper understanding in these stories. And so I want to take my time with it. And that is XLZABK002 by John. And I apologize, John. I'm probably going to butcher this last name. Zarimba. Again, I think I've showed you guys before, but John was gracious and kind enough to write this just kind of inscription to me in here. I am 80 something pages, a good decent amount of the way through this book. And what I will say so far, because I've just kind of been picking it up, reading, because it's a short story collection with, what is it? 7 short stories. So I've kind of been reading one a night. The first one, and again, I'm not going to dive too much into this. I've read the first 2 stories in this. The first one caught me by surprise. The ending really did. The second one, John definitely has some deep meanings with this, so I did have to go back and reread a couple paragraphs. His writing style definitely, I don't want to say it's challenging to me. It's just, when you compare it to like a Brad Thor, somebody who uses, I'll say layman terms and layman words, if you will. This is kind of like eating, so far, like a turkey dinner. It's filling, it's whatnot. Whereas a Brad Thor book is kind of like eating chips, just easy to digest. This, I'm having to sit there, concentrate, which is not a bad thing. I always enjoy a challenging read, or, one I have to pay attention to. And I emailed John and told John, hey man, I'm like 2 stories into this. I'm really, really enjoying this second story. I'm not sure how it's going to end, but I'm looking forward to see how it ends. And so just very, very much looking forward to continuing this. I know I saw something that John posted the other day that I guess he's working on volume 3 in this series. So I'm looking forward to, once I finish this, whenever John does have volume 3 come out, getting that, reading it and whatnot. whether he wants to send me one or if I need to go buy it myself. Either way, I'm getting volume 3. I need to go back and get volume 1 and read it. But again, so far, very, very much enjoying these stories. But as always, guys, that is kind of what I am reading. That's what I'm going to keep reading. I'm not sure, like I said, by the end of the month, I gotta have God Blind done. I'm going to have John's book done as well. And then I'm hoping to have Brad Thor finish, Blowback finish, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do for May. Kind of in limbo right now, just kind of going to get into a little bit, if you will. Because you see, I kind of have a couple different things out here, guys. And I have my shirt on. I will be going and attending Texas Frightmare again this year. Went last year, very, very much enjoyed it. Going again this year. They are going to be having some people that were in some unique horror movies for sure, but the big ones for me is they are going to be having Tom Atkins, and I forget what the lady's name is, and Tommy Lee Wallace, who were in Halloween 3. I know that some other character has a poster for Halloween 3, and I gave him a little bit of crap about it because he's like, well, I really like it, if I'm not mistaken, he said, I really like the poster, but I haven't seen it, or he didn't like it that much, or rated it a little bit lower, so I'm gonna give him some crap about that. But again, and then for those of you who don't know, Tommy Lee Wallace did direct the 1990s miniseries of It, which you can see kind of right up here in the corner, right there. So I might take my book to get signed by him. I'm not sure, like I said, just kind of getting ready for that, getting geared up. So that's gonna kind of change my reading schedule. I might be moving and putting Christine on hold for just a little bit to get a hold of It. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, that's kind of the media side. As far as, kind of videos that are going to be coming out here soon, I do have a book haul from the month of March that I'm going to kind of include some stuff that I've got in the beginning of April, just because with the convention coming up, not really going to be buying any books or anything like that because my extra spending money will be going towards the convention. So at the end of May, beginning of June, do expect a haul from the convention. But as always, guys, that is kind of it. That's going to wrap it up. Later this week, expect that book haul video. But again, as always, y'all have a good one, and I will see you guys next time.